All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Naresh Mago. The headlines. Global leaders from energy sector describe India as the most attractive place to invest in exploration of oil and gas. Death toll in Turkey and Syria earthquake crosses 3,800. India sends first batch of relief material along with NDRF search and rescue teams to Turkey. First G20 Tourism Working Group meeting to begin at Dhordo in Kutch region of Gujarat today. Centre decides to refund performance security, bid security and liquidated damages deducted from MSMEs during the COVID-19 pandemic. Filing of nominations for assembly elections in Meghalaya and Nagaland to end today, campaigning gaining momentum in Tripura. And Australia's T20 World Cup winning captain Aaron Finch announces retirement from international cricket. The leaders from the energy sector in India and across the world met Prime Minister Narendra Modi at India Energy Week in Bengaluru yesterday. They endorsed India as the most attractive place for exploration of oil and gas, with the country poised as a global bright spot. After the meeting, OPEC Secretary General Haitham Al-Ghais said they had an extensive discussion where they listened to the vision laid out by Prime Minister Modi. He said OPEC and its member countries stand side by side with India in helping it to deliver on its vision for the future and how energy security, affordability and accessibility play an important role to make this vision a reality. Vedanta Resources Chairman Anil Agrawal said India is the most attractive place for the exploration and production of oil and gas. He said it was amazing meeting with Prime Minister Modi. International Energy Forum Secretary General Joseph McMonigal said India can help the world solve the climate crisis with technology and investment made in innovation in the energy sector. Italian energy infrastructure company SNAM chairwoman Monica De Virgilis said the main takeaways of India Energy Week are need for new energy, tenacity of industry, local demand and attractiveness of India to the rest of the world, which is promising. India Energy Week is being organized till the 8th of this month. It aims to showcase India's rising prowess as an energy transition powerhouse. The event brings together leaders from the traditional and non-traditional energy industry, governments and academia to discuss the challenges and opportunities that a responsible energy transition presents. It is witnessing the presence of more than 30 ministers from across the world. Over 30,000 delegates, 1,000 exhibitors and 500 speakers have also gathered to discuss the challenges and opportunities of India's energy future. The death toll in massive earthquakes in Turkey and Syria has crossed 3,800. Several thousands of people are injured in the region. Hundreds of people are believed to be trapped under the rubble. The toll is expected to rise as rescue workers search mounds of wreckage in cities and towns across Turkey and Syria. A 7.8 magnitude earthquake struck the two countries yesterday while people were asleep. It is the deadliest tragedy to hit Turkey since 1939. Millions of people across Turkey, Syria, Lebanon, Cyprus and Israel felt the earthquake. Tremors from the powerful earthquakes were also felt as far away as Denmark and Greenland. Dozens of countries have pledged to aid in search and rescue operations. Offers of aid have poured in from across the world, including from India, the UAE, the European Union and Israel. India has sent the first batch of earthquake relief material for Turkey, along with NDRF search and rescue teams, specially trained dog squads, medical supplies, drilling machines and other necessary equipment. In a tweet, MEA spokesperson Arindam Bagchi said India's humanitarian assistance and disaster relief HADR capabilities in action. The government yesterday decided to immediately send search and rescue teams along with relief material to the earthquake-hit nation. Principal Secretary to the Prime Minister Dr. P.K. Mishra yesterday held a meeting to discuss immediate relief measures in light of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's instructions to offer all possible assistance to cope with the earthquake in Turkey. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed grief over the loss of lives due to the earthquake in Turkey and Syria. Addressing India Energy Week event in Bengaluru yesterday, Mr. Modi said India is committed to providing assistance and support in this difficult time.
तुर्की में आए विनाशकारी भूकंप में बहुत से लोगों की दुखद मृत्यु और बहुत नुकसान की खबरें हैं। तुर्की के आसपास के देशों में भी नुकसान की आशंका है। भारत के 140 करोड़ लोगों की संवेदनाएं सभी भूकंप पीड़ितों के साथ हैं। भारत भूकंप पीड़ितों की हर संभव मदद के लिए तत्पर है।
The first tourism working group meeting under India's G20 presidency will begin today at Dhordo in Kutch, Gujarat. Union Tourism Minister G. Kishan Reddy, Union Minister for Fisheries Purushottam Rupala and Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel will officially inaugurate the meeting tomorrow. Addressing the media at Dhordo, Secretary of Ministry of Tourism Arvind Singh said, the meeting will focus on 5 priority issues pertaining to tourism, such as green tourism, digitalization, skills tourism, MSMEs, and destination management. Nearly 100 delegates, including the representatives of G20 nations, invited countries and international organizations, will take part in the meeting. A report from our correspondent.
Divide Desert is all set to host the first tourism working group meeting to begin today at Dhordo as part of G20. Besides deliberating upon several key issues pertaining to tourism, the international delegates will also visit White Desert, ancient Harappan civilization site Dholavira and earthquake memorial Smritivan in Bhuj as part of the meeting. Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel will host a cultural program and a gala dinner for the delegates today to showcase the rich heritage of the region. There will also be separate sessions on rural tourism and archaeological tourism as part of the meeting. Aparna Khun, AR News, Ahmedabad.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. In a major relief to micro, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs, the Centre has issued an order to the ministries to refund performance security, bid security and liquidated damages forfeited and deducted during the COVID-19 pandemic. The order issued by the Finance Ministry is a follow-up to the Vivad Se Vishwas 1 scheme announced in the Budget Speech 2023-24 by Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. Ms. Sitharaman in her speech announced that in cases of failure by MSMEs to execute contracts during the COVID period, 95% of the forfeited amount related to bid or performance security will be returned to them by government and government undertakings. She said this will provide relief to the MSMEs. The Ministry of Finance in a statement said that the pandemic had a huge adverse impact on the MSMEs as they faced many difficulties. The ministry said that 95% of the performance security forfeited from such firms shall be refunded. It added that 95% of the bid security, if any, forfeited from MSME firms in tenders opened between 19th February 2020 and 31st March 2022 will be refunded. The ministry said no interest shall be paid on such refunded amount. The grant of relief will be monitored through Government e-Marketplace. Filing of nominations for Assembly elections in Meghalaya will end today. The scrutiny will be held tomorrow, and the last date for withdrawal of candidature is the 10th of this month. The state will go to polls to elect a new assembly on the 27th of this month. Our correspondent reports that elections in Meghalaya are to a large extent family affairs. A report.
Democracy gives the chance to everyone to contribute to the society by fighting elections. But to a large extent, Meghalaya politics is balanced on the pillar of dynasty politics. Sangamas, Lingdos, Dakhars are politically strong families who follow dynasty politics, and they are fighting this election also to hold power in their respective regions. Now Hacks too joined that bandwagon. BJP leader Alexander Lalu Hack, popularly known as AL Hack, is contesting against his own nephew Rocky, who is contesting on an NPP ticket. Two siblings from the ruling National People's Party, Ampareen Lingdo and her sister Jasmine Lingdo, were the first to file their nominations. They are fighting from East Shillong and Nongthim Lai assembly constituencies respectively. The family is in politics from the last 51 years. Sangamas also have their stronghold in Garo Hills area. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Shillong.
In Nagaland, filing of nominations for assembly elections will end today. The assembly elections in the state will be held on February 27. More from our correspondent.
A total of 124 nomination papers have been submitted by candidates across party line yesterday for the upcoming Nagaland Legislative Assembly elections. Sitting Chief Minister Tripura, Deputy Chief Minister Y. Patan, State BJP President Tamjen Imna along were among the 124 intending candidates who filed their nomination papers yesterday at their respective assembly constituencies. 4 women candidates, 2 from NDPP, 1 from BJP and Congress are also in fray for these elections. The scrutiny of nominations of papers will be done tomorrow, while February 10 is the last date of withdrawal of candidature. For AIR News, Asonyo from Kohima.
In Tripura, several heavyweight campaigners from different parties will try to woo the voters today in the state. Defence Minister and top BJP leader Rajnath Singh will address 2 poll rallies. UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath and Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma will also hold election rallies. TMC Supremo Mamata Banerjee will do a roadshow at Agartala in a bid to woo the voters. Other senior leaders from all parties are also holding rallies and door-to-door campaigns to get the support of the voters of Tripura. Our correspondent reports that candidates from various professional fields are trying their luck in this poll. A report.
The political fate of 259 candidates will be sealed on 16th of this month in Tripura. The current BJP Chief Minister Manik Saha is a dentist by profession who is contesting from town Bordwale seat. Backed by the left and the Congress, senior advocate and human rights activist Purushottam Roy Burman is up against 5 times BJP legislator Surjit Datta at Ramnagar seat. On the other hand, Union Minister for State in the Modi government Pratima Bhomik is contesting from Thanpur seat, which was once represented by the former Chief Minister Manik Sarkar. Altogether, 22 women candidates are in the fray in this election. With Kunal Sinde, this is Manas Pratim Sharma, AR News, Agartala.
Australia's T20 World Cup winning captain Aaron Finch has announced his retirement from T20 international cricket. This brings an end to his international cricket career for Australia spanning 12 years. Earlier, the opening batsman had announced retirement from the 50-over format in September last year. Finch also played 5 test matches for Australia. Finch told the reporters that it's important for the new captain and opener to give ample time for the 2024 T20 World Cup. And now for a look at today's newspapers, it's over to Renu Kataria.
Thank you, Naresh. Stories about the devastation caused by the massive earthquake in Turkey and Syria are splashed on the front pages of most dailies. Shaken like a cradle headlines the Times of India. India extends a hand. We share your grief, says PM, writes the Indian Express. Business Standard reports Adani Group prepays loans worth $1.1 billion. India's growing energy demand presents a big opportunity for global investors, says Business Line, quoting the Prime Minister. The Tribune reports that there is a 50% upsurge in students flying abroad for studies. Smear campaign against government using HAL failed in face of truth, says PM, reports the Times of India. Rajasthan plans zoo for dolphins, rhinos inside Bharatpur Sanctuary, writes the Indian Express. India's Ricky Cage wins a 3rd Grammy as his Divine Tides Bags Prize for 2nd straight year, says the Hindustan Times. And with that, it's back to you, Naresh.
Thank you, Renu. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Global leaders from energy sector describe India as the most attractive place to invest in exploration of oil and gas. Death toll in Turkey and Syria earthquake crosses 3,800. India sends first batch of relief material along with NDRF search and rescue teams to Turkey. First G20 tourism working group meeting to begin at Dhordo in Kutch region of Gujarat today. Centre decides to refund performance security, bid security and liquidated damages deducted from MSMEs during the COVID-19 pandemic. Filing of nominations for assembly elections in Meghalaya and Nagaland to end today. Campaigning gaining momentum in Tripura, and Australia's T20 World Cup winning captain Aaron Finch announced his retirement from international cricket. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.